Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melissa Crowley. Coming up on News 10 Midday, we'll give you the latest on an accident that shut down Interstate 80 in Solano County. We'll also tell you why 3 medical helicopters responded. Are you suffering from allergies? You're not alone, but we may be able to offer some relief. We'll also let you know how to make a dream come true for a child in need. And smell something good? Time to be cooking up some barbecue with Fat Boys. We'll see you in about 20 minutes. A man shoots his wife and daughter before turning the gun on himself. We'll have a live report from Stockton.
And a deadly accident shuts down Interstate 80 in Vallejo. News 10 Midday is next.
And now, this is News 10 Midday.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for News 10 Midday. I'm Alicia Malaby.
And I'm Melissa Crowley. Dan Elliott is off, and Jennifer Smith will be joining us later this evening. It is Wednesday, March 30th, and on today's edition of News 10 Midday, ophthalmologist Richard Grusmacher will join us with ways to give us some relief for those seasonal allergies.
Boy, a lot of people need it. Also, we're going to tell you about a twilight walk with Make-A-Wish. That's the foundation that grants wishes to children with life-threatening medical conditions.
And we have someone that actually had a wish granted that's going to join us. Plus, the Ronald McDonald House Charities prepares for their Red Shoe Ball.
And on Cooking with Midday, oh, it smells good in here. We're going to be barbecuing with Fat Boys Barbecue. First, though, a look at today's top stories.
A Sacramento man is hospitalized after being shot by a police officer at an Oak Park apartment. 2 officers talked to the man who had apparently been causing a disturbance late last night. Officers left and later were called back this morning to the same complex. Police say the moment they tried to talk to the man, he attacked them. Officers say he was near the kitchen and they feared he might throw a knife. That's when one officer fired. The man was rushed to the UC Davis Medical Center. He is in stable condition.
A first-grade teacher has just been released from jail. Anthony Weeks posted bail this morning after he was arrested on charges of molesting 2 boys. He's a teacher at Oak Hill Elementary in Antelope. Detectives say the alleged victims, ages 4 and 6, are not students of Weeks, but they're concerned there may be additional allegations since at least one of the boys is in the 1st grade. And Anthony Weeks, as we mentioned, is a 1st grade teacher.
The Sacramento Kings are getting ready to take on the NBA champs later today. The Kings will play the Detroit Pistons. It's a game you can watch right here on News 10. We'll have a News 10 special edition at 4 right before the game, which will begin at 4:30. And then stay with us for a News 10 special edition right after the game. Brian May talked with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Kings with lots of reaction to the post-C Webb era for the team. So we'll find out what lies ahead.
All right, let's check in with meteorologist Darla Givens. Looks like we had a little sunshine today, a nice break.
Hey, you know what, Alicia and Melissa, I've been talking about sunshine all morning long, and that's exactly what we're seeing in the area for today. It's going to stick around for the next several days, so that's some good news. Temperatures currently, it's warming up slightly out there. We're at 54 degrees in Placerville, 59 in Auburn, and here at the News 10 studio, as well as Stockton and in Elk Grove. We're at 60 degrees out. Winds are going to increase as well. We'll see winds to around 15 miles per hour here in the valley, but some stronger gusts, so quite breezy conditions out there for this afternoon. Temperatures today warming up a bit for us. We'll see highs in the mid to upper 60s along the coast and perhaps even some 70s. Upper 60s here in the valleys for the foothills. Temperatures in the mid 60s and the upper 30s to around 40 degrees for the Sierra, all under mostly sunny conditions. How long is this stretch going to last? I know some of you are tired of the rain. I'll let you know if it is going to return. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Darla. Springtime, of course, is very beautiful in the valley, but if you've lived here long enough, you are familiar with the allergy symptoms that can give you a runny nose and watery eyes.
Ophthalmologist Richard Grusmacher joins us now with more on what you can do. Did I butcher your name, doctor?
No, you did not.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, you can stay. First, in terms of the valley, many people are familiar with allergies, but there's actually some relief from the itchy, watery eyes.
Well, Melissa, sometimes people have eye allergies rather than just general hay fever symptoms. And if you have stuffy nose and scratchy throat and cough and itchy eyes, and usually you'll need to take a pill like a over-the-counter Claritin or something like that. But a lot of people don't have all that. They may just have itchy eyes and problems really directed to that. And they can do a variety of things. Over-the-counter, there are some allergy drops that used to be prescription a few years ago that are now over-the-counter, things like Nafcon, Opcon A. These are non-prescription drops. And then and those are very good for short-term use, a few times a day. Then often there are prescription drops. Probably the most commonly used one right now is a drop called Patanol, which is twice-a-day prescription drop, and that's actually very good for allergies too. But as you know, most of us, we live here long enough, we'll eventually have some of these symptoms.
Can some of the symptoms become serious, like with the eyes, the problems with the runny eyes and whatnot?
Alicia, normally not serious. I mean, most of us have common allergies a little bit, and so it's usually more of an annoyance. In some circumstances, allergies can be serious, even potentially even threatening some sight by scarring on the eye, but that's fairly unusual, and usually anyone that had that type of problem would be seeing an eye doctor.
So when do you know it's time to see the doctor? If you're always bothered by seasonal allergies, what's the next step in terms of, all right, I need to get this checked out?
Melissa, I would say if you just said that, if you're always bothered by it, you ought to have it looked into. You know, if it's just a common annoyance where it's not too bad, but this time of year it starts to pick up, depending on which grasses or pollens, you know, get you the most, then I think it's fine to treat it yourself. But if it's getting to be really something that you're thinking about all the time, there are a lot of good prescription medications out there, and it's easy to see an eye doctor to kind of get that directed.
And in this time of year, sometimes it's difficult to tell if you have a cold or if it's allergies. We've been going through that in my
Right.
household right now.
Right, but often you can tell that fairly quickly because the cold will come on and you'll know you're getting a cold or you feel sick, whereas the allergies will linger quite a bit longer, of course.
Are there any particular pollens, if you will, that people are more allergic to? I know grass pollen sometimes bother me, whereas all the other pollens out there have no effect at all.
Right, and everybody's individual. I mean, my wife, she'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, it'll be whatever's pollinating at that time, and boom, she'll have an allergy attack at 2 in the morning. So it just depends on the individual, but they're different grasses and pollens, and then they're usually, this is the time of the year in the spring when all that is going on, and then the winds are picking it up.
Excuse me, how about some of the saline, just basic saline drops that you see, the Visine over the counter? Can that actually do more harm than good?
Actually, you know, I think for short-term use, Visine is perfectly fine, and Visine makes an allergy product, and that's perfectly fine. I think if you're using it more than a few times a day, or if it doesn't really seem to be doing the job, then you ought to probably see somebody and get something more specific.
And are there any oral medications, or you pretty much recommend the eye drops?
No, again, I think if you have the generalized hay fever symptoms, which is going to be stuffy nose, sneezing, you know, the scratchy throat, eyes, you have the whole thing, the whole package. Then I think especially, you know, Claritin was prescription forever, and then Claritin now is over the counter, and I'm not sure exactly what it costs, but it's about $12 or $14, and it's a lot, and that's a pretty easy once-a-day therapy. And if, you know, there are newer ones now too, if that doesn't work, but no, over the counter for general allergies is very good.
And doctor, you're also a specialist in correcting other vision problems, including nearsightedness, farsightedness. What's new in that field? What's going on in the laser surgery?
Well, there are a lot of, actually, listen, there's a lot of exciting things. Probably the newest thing that came about a few months ago, we got the approval to insert surgically a contact lens into the eye.
Really?
And actually I spoke about that I think a month or two ago here, and we've actually started doing that surgery, and that's been very exciting. And then the sophistication of the laser surgeries for the LASIK operation has really expanded, although unfortunately it still doesn't fix the need for reading glasses, so we still haven't been able to do that.
Yeah, well, you never know with advances coming up. You have a seminar that'll be coming up shortly about laser vision correction if people are interested. And here is the information on your screen. A seminar at 6:30 at the Capital City Surgery Center. This will be held Wednesday, April 20th. There's a number on the screen you can call, 415-2922, area code 916. I had to make sure I got the number right there.
Well, doctor, thanks so much for those tips on allergies and also some of the new advances in your field.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, the Ronald McDonald House helps support children and their families. You've probably heard a little bit about it. They need your help now, too. We'll tell you about a red shoe ball benefit.
Well, first, you're going to be invited to a twilight walk with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. News 10 Midday. We'll be right back.
Here's Evans.
Thanks.
The Kings and the Pistons, today at 4:30 on News 10.
Why are more people choosing Amy's Casual Living?
Amy's? I think it's their prices. A couple of years ago, I bought inexpensive patio furniture. This time, I wanted something that would last, something that would look good 10 years from now. Over Amy's, they have quality furniture, and they had lots of good things in my price range.
So why did you choose Amy's?
Their prices.
Amy's Casual Living, continuing a tradition of service since 1908. El Camino near Watt.
Hi, I'm Sharon Ito. Coming up on News 10 Good Morning, your worst blind date ever. You may not have won in a game of love, but you could get lucky in our contest. That's Thursday morning.
We can teach our kids manners, right from wrong, and how to make friends. But you know who's going to teach them what it feels like to get really big goosebumps? Mother Nature.
Isn't it time your family got to see America? Village RV.
Are you happy with your smile? 1-888-SMILE-INFO is your connection to highly trained, experienced cosmetic dentists in Northern California. From teeth whitening to complete smile makeovers. Ask about our financing plans. 1-888-SMILE-INFO will make you proud to smile. Like Dr. Stajic in Sacramento and Dr. Titlow in Rockland. Call now. There's a 1-888-SMILE dentist near you. For your smile makeover evaluation, call 1-888-SMILE-INFO today.
Live captioning is brought to you by Sleep Train Mattress Centers. Your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Here's a look at the numbers on Wall Street. Wow, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 113 points, and the NASDAQ is up by 27 points. The Make-A-Wish Foundation grants wishes to children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Vita Sargensen from the foundation and Kendra Minden, who just had her wish granted, joins us now. Thanks for being with us. Kendra, where did you just come back from?
From my Disney cruise.
Oh, awesome.
And
a
you
Disney
met,
cruise.
yeah, so many people, including 2 on your wrist. Tell me, what was the best part?
I saw him and him.
Mickey and Donald, 2 of my favorites. Was it awesome?
Yeah. I saw Daisy, too.
Daisy, Daisy
yeah.
Duck, yeah.
Of course.
She's pretty friendly. And Vita, thanks for being with us.
Sure, no problem.
What
Thank
Kendra
you.
experienced is just one example of what the Make-A-Wish program provides.
And I got my hair braided.
It looks that
It's
looks
beautiful.
great.
That's very nice.
Yes, actually, the Make-A-Wish
there's
Foundation
me.
is the largest wish-granting organization worldwide, and Kendra is one of over 2,500 children that we have granted wishes for since 1983 when our chapter was started. And the nice thing about the Make-A-Wish Foundation that we're so proud of is that we really come into the lives of a family when they need it the most, when things are very difficult for them. Kendra was diagnosed at 4 months old with hydrocephalus and has gone through a lot of very painful surgeries and procedures. She obviously now is a very beautiful 13-year-old girl going into 7th grade. And the wish was really an opportunity for us.
My brother's in
10th grade.
The wish was an opportunity for us to really give them something to hope for, something
me again.
to look forward to. It's almost like the light at the end of the tunnel for many of the families. So we are the largest wish-granting organization worldwide, and we grant wishes to children 2.5 to 18 years of age diagnosed with a life-threatening medical condition.
Tell us about your Twilight Walk.
The walk is the second largest fundraiser for our chapter. Our goal is to raise $280,000 this year, and it's a 5K walk where we encourage people to put teams together of anywhere from 8 to 10 or more people. They go out and collect donations on behalf of the foundation, and then the money does stay locally, which we're very proud to say, and it all goes to help grant wishes for children like Kendra. The event is May 22nd, and it will be held at Maidu Park in Roseville this year. And we have a team captain packet for anyone interested in putting a team together. So we encourage people to call us and get signed up to do a team. At the event, one of the nicest things is that we ask all of our wish children to come forward, and they lead us on our walk. And we all get to stand on the sidelines and applaud them, as they're all of our heroes.
So Kendra, will you be at the walk?
Yep.
You're going to be there too. You look great on camera. I could see you doing this job someday and doing a very nice job. Vita, what is involved with making a wish come true? What are we talking about in terms of the cost?
I met Chris Webber.
You met Chris
awesome.
Webber?
Yep.
Wow.
He's pretty tall, isn't he?
He's like 7 feet tall.
He is very tall.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty neat.
He's like, hey, there's me.
One of the nicest things is that the community is so supportive of our foundation that a lot of times opportunities will come to us, and the first thing we do is we go to our wish families. So we had an opportunity one time to have some wish kids meet some of the celebrities and the kings that happened to be them, and so we called and and Kendra was available to go, and so she got to take advantage of that, but it's because of the generosity of our community.
And you said you had a goal to hopefully with this event help 56 wishes come true?
Yes, with our goal of $280,000, we hope to grant 56 wishes, and the average wish costs are anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000, depending upon the child's wish. And usually what happens, you asked me about what goes into the wish granting process, is a referral will come into our office, then medical eligibility is established. We contact the child's physician, and the physician is the one that determines if a child is eligible for a wish granting. And then at that point, volunteers go into the home and they meet with the child and the family, and they really ask the child, what's the one thing that's the most meaningful thing for you? Not for brother or sister or mom or dad, but really for that child.
Brother.
I know.
That's wonderful.
He's 15 and a half.
Pretty nice.
And I'm 13.
13.
We do have some information we want to put on the screen for people to get involved in this event. If you are invited, I should say, to participate in the Twilight Walk benefiting Make-A-Wish. It will be held May 22nd at Maidu Park in Roseville. Now, the registration will begin at 5:45 and the walk at 6:45. That is p.m., not a.m. For more information, to register, you can call 916-437-0206. What a wonderful way to raise money, a very good cause.
And Vida and Kendra, pleasure to meet you. Thanks
Thank
for making
you.
time
Nice to meet
come
both
Thank
see
you for
us.
the opportunity to spread the word.
Thank you.
Well, we want to let you know it's also time for lunch here on News 10 Midday. You might have heard our bellies growling. We'll be cooking up a delicious tri-tip lunch. Beans, coleslaw, all the fixings with Fat Boys Barbecue. You're watching News 10.
News10.net 7-day forecast is presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort, where winning is everything.
One personal fitness trainer, 3 months, 30 pounds. Congratulations, Shaq. Introducing 24-Hour Fitness Solutions, the perfect workout for athletes and everyone else.
Mark, what did I tell you about skateboarding in the house? Ah, report card.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center.
School's tough. Then Sylvan helped me read better.
We call our approach the Sylvan Advantage. It's the best kind of tutoring. We start by identifying your child's unique needs, followed by individual attention from highly trained teachers who just love teaching. Our flexible hours fit your busy schedule, and you'll get progress reports every step of the way. If your child is struggling or just not being challenged enough, call this number now.
His teacher recommended Sylvan, and what a difference.
Call Sylvan at 1-800-292-3949.
Hawkins Exteriors.
Hawkins Exteriors is offering a whole house replacement window special. Want to save energy, make your home more comfortable and attractive with new dual pane windows? Hawkins Exteriors, the window experts, offers no money down, $89 a month, large selection, and best of all, Hawkins Exteriors, old-time pride of workmanship since 1956. Get a free in-home estimate.
There's no replacement for quality. Hawkins Exteriors.
One of West Wing's finest.
Hola!
Jimmy Smits. Then a little boy who found $9,000 and gave it back. Next, Ellen.
Today at 3 on News 10. And now, this is News 10 Midday.
And welcome back, everyone. Ronald McDonald House Charities, Northern California, is dedicated to supporting programs that improve the lives of children and their families. And now you can pitch in by attending the Red Shoe Ball. Stacey Hodge with Ronald McDonald Charities joins us now with more. Hi, Stacey.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Now, this sounds like a wonderful event for everybody to get involved.
This is a great event. It's a black tie gala. We encourage our guests to wear red shoes with their formal attire, which is a lot of fun. So not just our female guests wear red shoes, but also our male guests. So you see a lot of red high-top Converse with tuxedos and things like that. It's a lot of fun.
I imagine it must be a little bit more challenging for the men to dig out red shoes in the closet than maybe the ladies might have a few.
I was surprised the first year at the amount of men that were wearing red shoes. So they get into the spirit of it. It's a great event and a lot of fun.
And remind everyone that might not be familiar just about all the good work that the Ronald McDonald Charities do.
Well, we provide a home away from home for children and their families who come to Sacramento because they require medical care at a Sacramento area medical facility. And what we do is provide temporary housing so that they have a place to stay while they're receiving that medical care. And in addition, we have a camp near Susanville that's called Camp Ronald McDonald at Eagle Lake, and that's for children with disabilities and disadvantages.
And so the Red Shoe Ball is a way for all of us to participate and help fund some of the programs?
Absolutely. This is one of our two major fundraisers. In addition to the Red Shoe Ball, we also do a golf tournament in September, and this is a way that, in addition to raising funds, also raise awareness for our charity.
Tell us, in terms of folks that don't understand the need to have something like this in our community, what have you heard from people that have had to stay there about what a difference it made?
Well, it's interesting because if you've never needed a place to stay, you don't think about it on a daily basis. However, people come from all over the world for the specialized medical care in Sacramento, and for a lot of those people, they're going through the stress of their child's illness, lack of resources to stay in a hotel, lack of resources for meals, and so we provide those things for them, so that's one less thing they need to worry about.
Have you heard people tell you after the experience, hey, what a difference this made? I mean, that really makes it all worthwhile.
It does make a difference. We had families that literally were sleeping in their cars.
Oh, gosh.
Sleeping in the waiting rooms of hospitals, eating out of vending machines, and before there was a Ronald McDonald House in Sacramento, they had no alternative except a hotel, and a lot of families couldn't afford that, so it's very important.
And where's the Ronald McDonald House located for people that might need to know in the Sacramento area?
We're located near the UC Davis Med Center off of Stockton Boulevard in Sacramento.
And what's the best way if someone knows someone that might need this resource, Stacy, to be put in touch through your doctor or?
Through your the people in your medical office, your doctor, somebody in that office can get you in touch with us, yeah.
And in terms of the Red Shoe Ball, this is looks like it'll be an annual event that you hope to keep going?
It is an annual event. This is our third year that we've done this. It's a lot of fun. We have a silent auction, a live auction. This year, your red shoes take you to Monte Carlo.
Really?
So there'll be gaming and it's just a lot of fun, a DJ dancing dinner, and it's almost sold out, so we have a few tickets left, but it's just a fun event that people enjoy coming to.
When I think red shoes, I think of the ruby red slippers. No place like home.
Yeah.
No place like home. So this would be a great event to take those shoes out of the closet and bring them to. Let's let everybody know when this is taking place. The Red Shoe Ball will be Saturday, April 9th. It's at the Hyatt Regency. That's in Sacramento. It's from 6 to midnight. Tickets $125 per person. Guests, as you heard Stacy mention, encouraged to wear those styling red shoes. For information and tickets, call 916-734-4230. You can also visit news10.net for a link to rmhcnc.org. Certainly sounds like a great event and the money benefiting a very good cause.
Yes, it is.
So many people want to know it's okay for them now to have permission to go shop for those red shoes?
Absolutely. I encourage them to wear the red shoes, yeah.
Hopefully my husband was listening. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate that. Alicia?
If I could only find them in my size. Thanks, Melissa. As the weather gets warmer, we love to barbecue outside. We have Derek Rojo with us today from Fat Boys Barbecue. He's going to show us how to make a delicious tri-tip rub along with some special baked beans and coleslaw. Thanks for joining us today, Derek.
No problem. Thank you, Alicia.
I wish we had smell-o-vision today because this smells wonderful.
Actually, these are my Portuguese beans.
Oh.
Yeah, I got these going here. Those are ready. What I'd like to do is, right here is I have some nice Portuguese linguiça with red onions.
That's a sausage?
And that, yes, a Portuguese sausage. And so without making a big mess, that's something about Fat Boys Barbecue. I like to make a mess. But I do clean up after myself.
And these are just regular beans, right?
Pink pinto beans.
Oh.
With ground hamburger. Okay. And you soak them, because if you don't soak them, then you got a lot of indigestion. You don't want that.
No.
People don't want that, especially from a barbecue.
No. You don't want the reputation of giving anybody
Exactly. So let's add this in here right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, smell good.
This
Look at
smells
that.
wonderful. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how long do you cook these?
The beans I'll soak overnight, and the beans I'll bring them to a boil, and I'll add all the ingredients, and I'll let it go for an hour.
Wow.
But this is a small pot.
Okay.
We cooked the huge pots.
Okay. It smells wonderful.
So
Now,
let's
while
stir
that's
this up.
cooking, you can whip up your coleslaw and the tri-tip.
Does that smell good?
That does. That smells good.
All right, so let's go with this. This is our Fat Boys barbecue beef tri-tip. And our dry rub, what it includes, I have 3 tablespoons of garlic.
Okay. And how big of a piece of tri-tip should you get?
This right here is a small one. This is probably about 2 pounds. But
Enough
see, the
for a
finished one's a
family.
big one. That's a good 3-pounder right there.
Oh, okay.
But we usually go for the 5 or 6 pounders of Fat Boys. We serve big ones.
You do? Okay.
You have to.
Now, this is your secret recipe you said you're revealing especially for our midday audience.
Yeah, actually, this is one of them. This is more on the Portuguese side because my mother is Portuguese and my father is Hispanic. So I have a lot of different flavors that I use.
Awesome.
Okay, let's put that pepper in there.
Whoa, a lot of pepper.
This is oregano. This is 2 tablespoons.
Okay, and it's ground up.
Yes.
Okay.
And good old salt, 2 tablespoons of salt. And now this is something people don't understand why I put on. It's dill.
Oh.
Dill weed, and that's good.
Now, what does that provide?
A different taste.
Okay.
And what we do is we mix it up. And that got that rhythm to it. Okay, now here's a piece of meat. You want to go ahead and grab that and start rubbing?
I can.
Just kidding. So let's mix it up a little bit more.
And you said you like the marble look in the meat.
Oh yeah, you gotta have fat.
Some fat.
You gotta
Okay.
have fat.
Okay.
You gotta have fat. You know what I mean? If you don't have fat, it's not gonna taste good.
All right.
All right. So let's just put some of this on there.
Spread it all over.
Oh yeah, you just
Rub
gotta
it in.
give it some love. You know?
Now,
Look at that.
now, do you have to let it set there a while, or would you be ready to
Relax.
barbecue?
At room temperature.
Relax.
Yeah, relax it at room temperature. Then put that rub on it.
Relax your meat after
Oh, yeah.
rubbing it. Okay. Both sides.
Both sides. Look at that. See? And don't be scared. Just
be shy.
Put it on there. Yeah. And pick all that up over there like that.
Okay. You don't want any of it to go to waste,
Flip
especially
it over.
that dill.
No, not that dill.
It really smells good. It
Let me
does.
clean my hands here a little bit. And that's
Okay.
ready to eat right now.
Whoa.
No. All right, so let's do this now. Let's move this out of the way. And we have one just came right off the grill. And let's move this down here.
It does look good.
To TV
Now, how long
magic.
did you cook this piece? You said it was a
in
3-pounder?
a grill. Yes.
Right. How
This
long?
took approximately about 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. This would be the size for a family. I know you do the big ones because
That's
you
size
do,
for me.
you do catered parties and
Oh, yeah.
office
Yeah.
events
Corporate
and everything.
events, everything, yeah.
And you're mobile, so you've got
Yes,
your
we are.
mobile cookers and everything else.
Well, I have
All right.
everything.
And a big knife too. Stand back.
Oh, look
He's
at that.
cutting the meat.
Look at that.
Wow.
I always cut it in half, and you go against the grain
Okay, why is that?
because it makes it nice and tender. When you go with the grain, you're going to get a chewy piece of meat.
You don't want that.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Then I lose money. People won't call me.
Oh, this does smell wonderful. Okay, we got about a minute
Got about a
left.
minute? Okay.
You also have the coleslaw here that goes
Coleslaw.
along.
Yeah, I'm going to put this on here for you.
Oh my. Do I get the
yourself ready.
beans?
Oh, of course.
Give me the beans.
Oh. You ever, well, I can't get into the rhyme that my grandfather used to
I
give
know
me.
if Dan were here, he would.
Oh, I know Dan's missing this. I know.
Well, he's at home watching. I know he is. Oh, this just looks
You know,
wonderful.
beans have always been the magical fruit.
I've heard that.
You heard that. My grandpa told me that.
Okay.
Now,
Here
come on, let's
is
see.
the recipe. All right, I gotta say this first.
All right.
Send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to Tri-Tip Rub in care of News 10, P.O. Box 10, Sacramento, the zip code 95812. Be sure to put Tri-Tip Rub on the envelope so we will know what you're talking about as far as the recipe, or check out our website, news10.net. So what do you want me to try first?
Everything.
Melissa votes for
And
the
give us a
beans.
call at 519-0996. We'll feed you.
Got your plug in. Wow, this is good. Very good.
You don't want to taste that meat, huh?
Delicious.
You'd rather have chicken.
You know, I had my lifetime allotment of beef growing up in Oklahoma, but
you can
I am
have-
going
yeah.
to try it.
Good.
I really will. All right, we've got to toss it back to Melissa, but thank you, Derek, for
problem.
joining
Thank
us
you.
today.
Thank you
and
very
happy
much.
barbecuing this
Oh,
summer.
every day is a good day for barbecue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Melissa, back to you.
Thanks, Alicia. Darla wanted to let us know that she'll volunteer to eat Dan's portion, so she's a giver like that. The news continues this morning. We'll have the latest on a shooting. A man shoots his wife and daughter and then turned the gun on himself. A live report from Stockton just ahead. And an officer-involved shooting at a Sacramento apartment complex. An update on that as well. You're watching News 10 Midday.
See Daryl Hall and John Oates at John Esquaga's Nugget April 9th.
Why are more people shopping at Ace?
I always find someone at Ace to help me.
Yeah, it's their service. They have great service.
I like the fact, too, that it's convenient.
And I can just run in and out and get exactly what I want.
And I save money.
See what you've been missing with new GE Reveal light bulbs. GE's family of Reveal bulbs bring out the true color of your home decor and are on sale now. And Corona Clipper Bypass Lopper is lightweight and has 1.5-inch cutting capacity for easy cutting action. Only $15.99.
When I don't have time to waste, I go to Ace.
I'm disappointed when I hear the teachers' unions claim that Governor Schwarzenegger is cutting education funding. It's simply not true.
The fact is that the governor has actually increased the education budget by nearly $3 billion this year.
Equally important, the governor wants to reform the system, pay high-quality teachers more, and base tenure on performance instead of seniority.
$50 billion, almost half of our state's budget will go into education this year. I want to make sure the money goes directly to the classroom for your kids and the teachers who care about them.
For breaking news and breaking weather, look for News 10 Now on News 10 and News10.net. It's what's going on. Get connected with News 10 Now.
If you're a homeowner who needs fast cash, then call Quick Loan Funding now. Even if you've had late payments, a foreclosure, or bankruptcy, all you need to do is call Quick Loan Funding at 800-500-0000. In most cases, you'll be approved in as little as 5 minutes.
We had a bankruptcy on our record, and we're told there was no way we could get a loan. Thank you, Quick Loan Funding, for helping us get the money we needed fast.
Call Quick Loan Funding now and get help fast. 800-500-0000.
You can't wait, and we won't let you. Quick Loan Funding.
Shopping for your dream home can be fun and easy. Join us every Sunday morning here at News 10 for The House Detective.
Why start your day with News 10 Good Morning?
Listen to you. Big heart this morning.
I'm getting soft.
It's a good feeling to start the day out with friends.
Relax, all right?
They like me.
News, weather, and traffic on the 10s, and great people.
There you go.
So spend some time with us.
You'll see.
News 10 Good Morning, weekdays on News 10. And now, this is News 10 Midday.
A father shoots his wife and child and then turns the gun on himself. That story tops this half hour of News 10 Midday. Welcome back. I'm Alicia Malaby.
And I'm Melissa Crowley. Dan Elliott is off, and Jennifer Smith will be joining us later this evening. The shootings happened about 6:15 this morning in the North Stockton neighborhood. Tim Daly joins us from there with the very latest on the conditions of the victims and the possible cause. Good morning, Tim.
Originally West Sac, but that was back when it was just a bunch of farmers. Are you able to hear me okay, Melissa? Okay, very good. Hey, we're at the corner of Scarborough and Otto in North Stockton. Normally a quiet neighborhood, according to the people that live in this area. Certainly not quiet or peaceful this morning, though. That is when the man who lives in the house behind me, he's in his late 40s or early 50s, shot his wife multiple times, then shot his daughter as well multiple times. She's in her mid-20s. Then police say the man turned the gun on himself. He was dead by the time he arrived at a local hospital. His wife and daughter are both right now, as the latest we heard, in critical condition. Though neighbors say this was a quiet and seemingly happy family, police say there were a couple of different issues that could have led to this outburst of deadly violence.
From friends and neighbors, they tell us that there was possibly a divorce going on, but from all accounts it seemed from the outside that it was an amicable divorce. Well, this week, neighbors and witnesses tell us that there was some type of argument over the pending sale of this house.
Great neighbors. Great neighbors. They've done nothing but improve that house. They've been there maybe 2 years, but it seems like they're constantly working on the home, and I haven't seen a whole lot of traffic coming in and out. Never heard anybody even yell at each other.
So there appeared to have been a dispute over the sale of this house. In the meantime, the house was being put on display for other realtors today, and many have been showing up over the past couple of hours and then learning the tragic news about the violence that happened here this morning. Now, police are not yet releasing the name of the man, his wife, or the daughter. There was also a son at home at the time, also in his mid-20s. He was not hurt during this, and he is the person who called police after the shootings. Melissa and Alicia, back to you.
All right, Tim, thanks very much.
A Sacramento man is hospitalized this morning after being shot by a police officer at an Oak Park apartment. Police say the man had been causing a disturbance late last night. Officers talked to the man, then left. They were called back later to the same complex. Police say the moment they tried to talk with the man, he attacked them. Officers say he was near the kitchen and they feared he would throw a knife at them. That's when one officer fired. The man was rushed to the UC Davis Medical Center, where he's now in stable condition.
This morning, a fatal accident slowed westbound Interstate 80 to a crawl in Vallejo. The Solano County accident happened about 7:45 this morning in Vallejo at Magazine Street. It happened at a busy time during the morning commute. The CHP says a big rig headed westbound crossed a lane, pinning a sedan that was also headed westbound against the center divide. The car had 4 people inside and was dragged about 150 feet. It took crews 45 minutes to reach the passengers. Several medical helicopters responded to the scene. 3 people were taken to local hospitals. CHP reports there was a fatality, a 12-year-old boy in the car. All westbound lanes were later closed about 9 o'clock, as well as an eastbound lane. Heavy delays and backups followed in both directions. Lanes have now reopened. The investigation continues into this accident.
A first-grade teacher has been released from jail after being arrested on charges of molesting 2 boys. Anthony Weeks was arrested at his home in Citrus Heights. Investigators say the assaults likely took place at the suspect's home and not at the school where Weeks teaches first grade. The alleged victims are 4 and 6 years old.
I'm shocked, actually, to know that, being my next-door neighbor.
Seemed just about average, except for his status. Single, couple kids, and get in the house.
He is abusing these children and doing things to them that we would not think to do to anybody.
Detectives say neither of the boys were students of Weeks. They're concerned that there may be additional allegations, since at least one of the boys is in first grade, and Anthony Weeks teaches first grade in Antelope at Oak Hill Elementary School. The allegations have stunned both neighbors and parents with children at the school. News 10's Dave Marquis joins us now live from Antelope with more on the reaction. Good morning, Dave.
Alicia, good morning. Right now it is spring break here for Oak Hill Elementary School, but the arrest yesterday of first grade teacher Anthony Weeks, who teaches at this school, still the talk of parents and those who work at the school, many of whom knew Mr. Weeks. At this nearby playground, kids swing and climb while members of a mom's group talked about the arrest. The fact that a teacher many in the area knew is now facing such serious charges, for some disillusioning, especially that a person in such a special position of trust with their young children could face such serious allegations.
Pretty shocking. He seemed like a wonderful teacher. I've been on a field trip with him.
We were just talking about how you have to be open with your kids right from when they're little about sexual abuse and things like that, trying to get them to be open with you, because you never know who is the predator and you can't always tell.
I feel comfortable with the teachers that she has, and I don't have any concern with her teachers, but I'd probably be concerned if she was in his class.
Now again, so far there's no indication that any of the children at the elementary school were harmed in any way, but parents say they want to talk to school officials about the case and about the situation with Mr. Weeks when classes start back up. And Alicia, Anthony Weeks bailed out of jail just in the last hour. Once again, he was able to raise the $100,000 bond and was released from the Sacramento County Jail. His first day in court right now at this point is scheduled for April the 6th.
But again, Dave, they don't believe that these boys were students of Weeks.
They were not, but they do, of course, have some concerns. They want to hear from any parents who may have, seen any suspicious behavior or had any issues or problems.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Well, does a defendant accused of a crime have the absolute right to face their accuser in person? Some police and prosecutors say no. Backers of the measure to allow children to testify by closed-circuit TV in cases of sexual molestation and abuse set up a demonstration at the state capitol. The mother of a 3-year-old boy named Cole told the Senate committee the person who molested her son never went to trial because her son was too afraid to testify. But opponents say the accused have the constitutional right to confront their accuser.
You can tell what I'm thinking, not just by what I'm saying, but by my facial movements, by my eye movements, by the fact I'm looking at you right in the eye. I think those kind of things are taken into consideration when somebody is on the witness stand.
I understand the Sixth Amendment, I do, but at the same time, there's somewhere in there where they're missing protecting our children. It's just not there.
Justice would have been at service.
This was the second time Cole's mother came to Sacramento to speak in favor of closed-circuit testimony for children. This time, the measure known as Cole's Law made it out of committee and goes to the Senate floor. It applies only to children 13 and under in felony abuse cases, and only if the judge decides in-person testimony would be too traumatic. 39 other states permit TV testimony by children.
Well, after a couple of days of cloudy weather, we're finally seeing some sunshine. Let's check in with meteorologist Darla Givens with a look at conditions.
It's absolutely beautiful out there, Alicia and Melissa, as we take a look in Stockton. Plenty of sunshine in the area, and temperatures currently warming up a bit. 61 degrees, a northwest breeze to around 7 miles per hour. That's one thing we will notice, a little breezy conditions out there, winds to around 15 miles per hour. Area of high pressure, that's in place, and that's going to keep that jet stream well to the north of us. So the next few systems that are going to move in are going to affect the Pacific Northwest, not our area. We are going to be under this area of high pressure for at least the next several days. We'll finally see a change come Sunday. Now, yesterday, you'll notice temperatures very mild, running about 6 degrees cooler than the norm. 64 for downtown Sacramento, Marysville at 61 degrees. These temperatures today will warm up to the upper 60s. That's because of that high pressure. We do have rain on the way. I'll let you know when we can pull out those umbrellas again. Sorry, girls.
It had to happen. Thanks,
yes.
Darla. Well, the Sacramento Kings are getting ready to take on the NBA champs later today.
The Kings will play the Detroit Pistons. It's a game you can watch right here on News 10. We'll have a News 10 special edition at 4 right before the game. The game starts, by the way, at 4:30. And then stay with us for News 10 special edition after the game, highlights and such. Brian May also talked with the Philadelphia 76ers and the Kings to give us the inside scoop on the post-Chris Webber era and what lies ahead for the team. So don't want to miss that.
Got that plug in.
Yeah. I heard from an inside source.
Okay. Well, switching gears, news from the Vatican that the Pope is getting nutrition from a feeding tube.
When we come back, we'll have an update on his health and tell you why the feeding tube was needed for the Pope. You're watching News 10 Midday.
Here's Evans. Thanks.
The Kings and the Pistons today at 4:30 on